But anyway, we're going to talk about sales today. So I'm going to give you 10 tips. And some include some of the basic things that we talked about in sales, like closing and objections and benefits and all that good stuff. But I want to put a little strategy behind it. Now, the first thing I want you to do is, because what we want to do is to make this sales process not look like we're trying to sell people, because people are going to turn off the minute they feel like they're being sold. It's just human nature. So what you have to do is to make this process, and not just to make it that or make it seem that way, it should be that, in fact, a servicing operation. You're providing a service. So when somebody asks me, are you selling me? No, I'm not selling you something. I'm providing a needed service. Well, how do I know it's a needed service? Because number one rule is you want to make them or encourage them to initiate the contact. There you go, folks. Now that's how this ball gets to rolling in the right direction. If you can get them to initiate the contact, man, you have been given a carte blanche. You can bug them the rest of your life. Hey, you called me. That's exactly right. You want them to contact you first. And that just changes that's a game changer. If you're sitting there going through the phone book and hitting people up in the elevators and chasing people down the street, it's going to be a much longer road to hoe. But if they contact you, man, I'm telling you, it opens up the universe. Now, how do you do that? By effective marketing and advertising. So the reality is that the sales starts before the sales process. Like anything else in marketing, it does not exist in a vacuum. You have to be constantly putting out your features and your benefits of your products and your sales. You have to engage in good marketing, effective advertising, making sure you're on the right platforms, making sure you're using the right code words and emotional hot buttons, all that good stuff, and let people contact you. Now, that's not going to always be the case, but I'm telling you, that's the best place to start. Now, another thing you want to do in this strategy, you got to lower the threshold to make it easier for people to interact with you. In other words, don't say, look, hey, you got to come down to my office, or I got to come to see you, or I got to thump through all these hoops. Man, let's make it easy. Let's tell people, look, you can Zoom. I had somebody call me yesterday. I think this lady was in Baltimore or something. She's trying to decide when she's in the DC area. And when I'm up there, I have to look, hey, man, we don't have to do this. Let's do Zoom. How about that? I blame it on the COVID. Man, I got that appointment. We're talking on Monday. So lower the threshold. Don't make people jump through all these hoops. I know you got a nice office. You want people to come see it, and you're tired of being locked down. And you want to have that interaction, but let's make it easy. You can be Zoom, you can do a telephone call, but let's lower the threshold to get that initial interaction. Now, this is something I want you to do. I'm going to put this up here early because we're going to talk about it more in depth at the end. But start using trial closing the minute you interact with that person. Now, what's the difference between a trial close and a close? Well, it's the same thing. You're trying to get the sale, but you don't want to jump out the gate saying, hey, look, ready to start? Let's go. You don't do that ever. Well, the trial close is kind of like testing the water in case that person is ready to go right now. And some of them are, but you don't usually know that if you don't do the trial close. So the trial close might be something like, how soon you want to get that? How soon you want that website? That's a trial close, whether you know it or not. You're just curious. But because they might say, look, hey, I need this. I need like yesterday. Man, you can forget all this other stuff. You go straight for the jugular from there. You get out your order form and start writing. That's why you do trial closes. And you can do it at any point in this process. You don't have to wait till the end, which is a mistake many people take. They follow these sales books, benefit selling, handle objections, and then close. No. Do those trial balloons every time you interact with that person. Find some way to ask for that sale. Now, something else I want you to do. You got to paint that picture. Now, what do I mean? I don't mean become Picasso or Pablo or some artist. Have you done the overdue recognition art gallery in, over there in Bowie? Great people over there, by the way. But when I say paint the picture, you got to make that customer see themselves riding in that new car. It's like, man, it's really gonna be nice. You had that new AC, hot as it is outside. That's called painting the picture. It's like, man, I know you're gonna be tired of folks asking you where's your website, right? Yeah, they like, damn, you know, you're right. We call that painting the picture. You putting them into the driver's seat before they actually have the key. They start seeing themselves. That is so effective. So you want to do that. You want to inject that in the process as well. Now, if you have to send somebody some information, which may happen sometimes, like if you've done your trial balloon and they haven't not ready to sign up, you want to make sure that information has some that package you send them is moving that process along. You want to add some things like some testimonials, generate that social